Aloha friends! Please join us on the dance floor as we take a deeper look into pivots. Now this is, again, one of our two basic movements. So there's quite a bit to kind of dive into this, but this is such a cornerstone for so many of the movements and the patterns that we have in this dance. We really want to make sure that you have a nice solid grasp of it. We use the pivot to create rotation. We use the pivot to aim ourselves in a new direction, to create lyrical, flowy movements, but also fun rhythmical ones as well. So a little bit longer of a video, but we hope that you're gonna find every little bit useful and educational. That's the word I was looking for.
Great. Let's start off with our perfect partner and solo.
Not me.
Well, let's say I am on this foot closest to the camera, and if I push on the side opposite, at some point, something's got to give. What I can do is allow my heel to slip over the floor so that I turn on the ball of the foot. And then notice, I can also grasp the counter and pull for a forward, backward on either side. And we can combine them, a push and a pull on either side. Mm-hmm. And then once we've explored that, we can do it with our wonderful partner, with the hands. Let's say that I am leading Tina. So the first thing to do is make sure we're on a definite foot that we're both agreed upon. And then I'm going to give that push-pull pressure in my hands. And hopefully you can barely see that. Part of the magic of tango is that we see these wonderful things going on. The partners coordinated with each other, and how are they communicating? It's through those body pressures that we're giving signals. One of those signals can be, how far do we want to pivot? Well, it continues as long as that pressure is present. We can also give a really sharp, a greater dynamic pressure, and that sends a faster, bigger movement.
What you guys did not get a chance to feel as Arjun just led that was the amount of energy that he gave through that pivot was what was actually encouraging my leg to create that flick or that baleo action. And we'll be getting into more of that in step 2. But that is part of that magic that Arjun is alluding to, that I am feeling that people on the outside are not necessarily seeing. So one of the things that is important for me, for my leaders to give me, is enough preparation or enough notice that this is something that we're going to do. So if you have already decided that you are going to be leading ochos or pivots of any kind, it is nice from a follower perspective to receive a little bit of advance notice. There we go. And if you notice that as I arrive on the foot, Arjun already begins to rotate in the direction of that pivot. And that allows me to stack myself nicely over my axis and to create a really successful pivot. If I am unaware that we are about to do a pivot and I have already begun transitioning from the ball of my foot onto the heel of my foot, this is a terrible place to try to lead an ocho. And especially if you are in the traditional tango heels, that slender little heel is not where we want to be located when we are trying to do that pivot. So leaders, I encourage you to not only explore the range of possibilities of both size, direction, energy, like Arjun was talking about, but the timing at which you begin to initiate that movement can really make a lot of difference.
It's one of the challenges for leaders. We need to be thinking at least a movement ahead,
At least.
so that we can create that lovely flow of movement instead of we get here, then we go there, we pivot here, where it's little pieces joined together. We want everything to flow together.
Ideally.
And one last thought we'd like to leave you with. We emphasize so much the practice and the warm-up. It is because we want to be a respectful partner. We want to use our own focused energy and combine it with our partner, but not take from our partner's energy. So for example, this is a no-no. If I were using my partner to help me pivot, bad stuff.
I got to get set for that.
I would like to practice enough so that we can just have fingertip. I can still feel pressure, but it's not, we're not handling each other.
Exactly right.
Mishandling each other.
Exactly right. Take a good long look at pivots because they are going to be a big part of a lot of your movements moving forward in your dance. And we want to make sure that these are flowing and light and airy if we want them to be. So once you have worked your way through those ideas, click that next button and we will see you on the next exploration. Until then, abrazos.